What are you doing here?
I'm part of the crew.
That shirt was not for you.
But it looks so good on me.
Supermassive obviously have certain techniques and processes around the way we make things. And one of the core things is trying to achieve a genuine sense of drama, a genuine sense of performance, translating the actors from the stage that we shoot on into the game world. So we have a cast of performers who we love for their voices, for their movement, for their physical capabilities, and for the relationships they develop as a team as they develop the story with us. It's a big imagination trial for performers.
This is the first mocap game that I've done. It's been great. It's very, very different from being on stage or on screen, but at the same time it combines the two very, very well. And it's so good to feel the freedom of movement, the freedom of speech, and just being able to move in a body that you eventually don't have to worry about how you look like.
Today, you're a ghost! Oh, I am no hard for a ghost.
Something that's really special about it is that you're building the character from the ground up. So the way that we've done it this time around is we started with the motion capture. So we started all of us in this giant room with their funny suits with the balls all over them. And we first built the physical groundwork for the people that we were inhabiting, essentially. And then to follow up down the line with creating the vocal capture and the face capture, the performance capture, you're sitting back into physicality that you already have built. So that's like putting on an old familiar jacket and then bringing something new to the table and waking up this part.
That was amazing.
For our character pipeline, we have chosen to use Metahuman for the vast majority of our cast. And what that is a new facial animation technology that uses stereo headcam footage from our voice face shoot and translates it directly into facial animation in Unreal. One thing that can be really hard to capture in animation and in games is emotion. It's always been a challenge. It's always been something that artists have had to overcome. And using these new technologies and getting these really high fidelity facial captures and things like that, it's able to put that in our game so the audience can really see and feel what our characters are going through. And it does add another layer of authenticity that we're able to embrace due to these new technologies.
I'm coming!
The thing we've done differently on this game is for the character heads, and we've used Metahuman for that. And the thing that's really enabled us to do is to create the character heads really early in production, because it's really quick and really efficient to create them with this tool. And what that's meant is that we've had our character faces even before the script has been finalized, so we can kind of look into the character's eyes, and we have done from much, much earlier than we would have done otherwise.
Hi, Mr. Green.
Sheriff. One of the major differences I've found between mocap and working on screen has been just the creative collaboration of all the actors. Everybody is very much knitted and tied together.
I am so sorry. Where are my manners? My name is Stan. And you would be?
The biggest challenge, but also a huge advantage, is the amount of imagination you really have to use. There is no physical set, really. You're in a studio with hundreds of cameras, and yes, you see renderings and pictures, so everyone gets a similar idea of what you're working with, but when a door comes up, there is no door. If you're walking around and there's an X on the ground, that is actually a giant couch. So there was many times where we were doing a take and I felt really, really good about it. Everyone did. And then one of the animators was like, we can't use that. You literally, in the middle of it, just went through a couch. But, oh, okay, we'll try it again.
Don't try and deny it. The film is legendary.
With the other actors, we're just so intensely working with each other all the time that there's this feeling of like we've got each other's back on set. And I felt like it's quite unique and different to when you're working on a film set and normally you just go off to your trailers and then you're quite isolated. But here we're always together and we're always working and having a laugh and joking about. So it's more of a sense of family, I'd say.
Let's go, time is money, let's make a movie. I think the more that you get to know and love the character that you're playing as well as the characters that you're playing with, it's impossible to not be invested in what happens to them. And there is some bad stuff that can happen to them, to say the least. I think if you're playing an SMG game, you know a little bit of what you're getting into. But it is hard to watch someone be hurt in any sense, and much less be hurt in some of the ways you might get hurt.
But it's okay, we're here, it's okay.
No, it's not okay. We gotta get out of this place. We gotta get out of here right now. We gotta go.